This is an old video from September of 2023. I just found it recently. I've never seen it before. I don't know how it got here. Anyway, I think it's pretty good. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. So anyway, a couple months ago, I made a video outlining the main features of the future dystopian setting of my upcoming book, The Greater Good. In that video, I outlined a lot of the ideas I'll expand upon in the book, including the existence of a secret demonic cult called the Children of the Covenant, or KOR. Well, now it's time to dive deeper into the KOR. This is another entry in my series detailing the history and structure of this fanatical order. If you haven't already seen them, I highly recommend checking out my previous videos before reading this one, as it contains spoilers for the earlier stories. Also, as usual, a quick reminder that this video contains mature themes and subject matter and is intended for readers and viewers 18 years and older. Viewer discretion is advised. Those who have ears, listen. The kingdom of God is at hand. But first we must make our stand against the unrighteous. We must smite the demons that threaten our way of life. Everything else must come second to this, the final war between good and evil. In the past, I made grievous mistakes. I thought the federal government was the evil force that should be fought. I fought in the wrong war, and innocent people were hurt. While I battled the lesser evil, the greater one grew strong among my fellow warriors. Our militia movement was corrupted and subverted from within. One day, my fellow militia members showed the mark of the beast on their foreheads, and I realized I had been led into darkness. They tried to convert me, and when that failed, they tried to kill me. It was then that I had my first epiphany, and God gave me the strength to do what was right. I left the bodies of my former comrades behind and walked away, bloodied and battered, but filled with righteous purpose. I have joined a new army. I have grave doubts about the quality of some of my fellow soldiers, but I must keep the greater evil in mind. So far, the Lord has not forsaken me. I must try not to let my doubts forsake Him. In the space of a few years, the KOR has grown from a clandestine organization to a huge organized body, with a bureaucracy large enough to handle the needs of over 1 billion people. The KOR oversees the government and the spiritual needs of the conquered territories. Under the Dark Apostle is a network of archbishops, bishops, and cardinals who rule with an iron fist. The KOR has many advantages over most other organizations. Its members are mystically linked through the mark of Leviathan, which also makes it almost impossible to infiltrate. Every member is a proven believer, and they all share in the dream of bringing Leviathan to earth. Beyond their fanaticism, members enjoy huge privileges, including almost absolute power over the lives of Gentiles and infidels, as well as all the luxuries and comforts money can buy. The KOR makes no pretense that the church shuns material gain. It has total control over the economies of the conquered territories and distributes the plunder among its members. Even so, the KOR is an institution, and like all institutions, it sees its share of infighting, competition, and petty politics. Church leaders actually encourage some of it, provided that the backstabbing and intrigue do not interfere with the primary goals of the organization. This competitiveness also helps weed out anybody who gets too complacent or lazy. The church has no tolerance for lack of devotion, and members are always trying to find such faults in others. In practice, of course, rivalries hamper some operations. Church leaders get entangled in turf fights and forgetting their primary duties. The origins of the KOR are lost in mystery and speculation. Allegedly, they date back to prehistoric times, to the mythical eras of Atlantis and Ultima Thule. Some occultists claim that the church was the brainchild of a secretive splinter group of the Satanic Temple, the occult Satanist supremacists most widely known for supporting the United Nations New World Order regime. This splinter group was known as the Searchers of Ultima Lucifero, and their goal was to contact Leviathan, whom they believed was the patron god of hell and unholy freedom. Since no records of this society have ever been made public, all remains pure speculation. Whatever their origins, the COR started recruiting members sometime in the mid to late 20th century, probably starting shortly after the end of Second World War. These early believers operated in absolute secrecy and concentrated on amassing financial and political power. Its converts were business leaders, military officers, politicians, and diplomats, leavened with a small core of young fanatical followers. Unlike most other religious organizations, they were in regular contact with their dark deity and were able to coordinate plans of tremendous intricacy while covering up their activities from both mundane and supernatural watchdogs. The organization became public at the beginning of the new millennium, during the so-called New Age, in which supernatural abilities started to surface in unprecedented numbers. Members started to display the mark of Leviathan, apparently a simple tattoo on their hands of forehead. To many religious leaders, the significance of those marks was fairly obvious, but their accusations were lost amidst other calls to persecute this or that religious minority, or outlaw magic or supernatural powers. The KOR was one of 100 strange cults, and they all seemed harmless enough. Its members rarely got in trouble with the authorities. They were mostly clean and soft-spoken, and all appeared to be productive members of society. Many worked in factories owned by the secret, wealthier members of the cult. They often worked 2 shifts. In the late shift, staffed only by believers, the factories produced weapons and other war materiel, which would be used when the time was right. Before too long, the church built concentrations in several areas of the world. Germany was a major recruitment area. Many of the new converts were East Germans resentful of lower living conditions than their Western brothers, even 2 decades after unification. In Vietnam, the movement spread through the countryside, finding fertile ground among a people who had been stripped of their traditional religion in favor of the cold comfort in communism. In Argentina, the cult started first with the German-Argentinian community and then spread to the disaffected youth. In Turkey, it began by quietly subverting some of the more radical Muslim sects, quietly replacing key leaders and slowly corrupting members. Smaller branches of the cult appeared in North America and other countries of Europe and Asia. These branches remained more secretive, but still managed to recruit hundreds of thousands. By 2008, there were several million converts worldwide. Most of them still operated in secret. Less than 1 in 10 converts had a visible mark of the beast, and most of the rest did not publicly announce their membership. In 2009, everything changed. The Dark Apostle rose from obscurity, and every believer sported the mark of Leviathan overnight. Within a year, Germany had fallen to the cult. Within 2 years, war raged across Europe. In little more than 6 years, the unholy church came to dominate one continent and control nearly half of 2 others. And that ends Part 5 of the history of the COR. As always, be sure to leave your feedback in the comments section below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And remember, stay safe out there.